Community organization, both here in Orlando and in Fort Lauderdale, with members across the state. And our goal is always to talk to people in the community, bring them together, figure out what they're struggling with, and then find solutions to those problems. And so the reason that I'm here talking to you about earned sick time is because this is a health issue, this is a jobs issue, this is a family issue, this is a business issue that people are struggling with, right? And so this campaign around earned sick time is what community members, business owners, and community leaders have come together and said this is a possible solution. And so I want to talk to you about how they decided that this is a possible solution to the many problems that people are talking about. For every 37 hours that a worker would put in on the job, they would earn 1 hour of sick time off from work. Now, I know lots of people have said paid sick days because that's the national colloquial language, but to be clear, this is earned sick time. So that means that this is not a gift. When you show up on your first day of work, until you have worked 37 hours, you have not earned your 1 hour, right? So this is something that, one, it says you can't cheat. If you earn it, it's yours. And if you don't, you have to put in the time. It's also something that says this is a protection even for employers, right? So it's not something that they have to amass quite amount of money just to hire someone in case they get sick. The second thing is, this is a jobs thing because it's a protection. And the interesting part about why it's earned is if you're an employer with less than 15 employees, you're not required by law to pay for that time off. But what it does say is if you're a worker and you work for a small business and you get sick, you can call in, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and not have to worry about hearing the words, if you don't show up today, don't bother showing up at all. And many of us who've worked in the retail industry or who've worked in the service industry know those lines and understand what it means to have that fear about not paying your mortgage because you have to take care of your child who's sick, or take care of yourself who has pneumonia, right? And so this is a protection, whether it's paid or not. You maintain the opportunity to work. So this definitely is a job-saving bill. The other thing that I would say is this is a family issue. It's a family issue because it doesn't just cover people who are workers, right? And so for those who know what it's like to have to figure out how you cover your shift, to take off time, to get your kids from daycare because they have a cold, they're coughing, they don't want to, the teachers don't want to infect the other students that are there. We don't want to infect the teachers who are giving their all every day and have to interact with kids, or the lunch lady, right? And so this allows you to take care of your children. This allows you to care for your husband who may be in the hospital with cancer. It allows you to take care of your ailing parents if you need to take off that time, right? And so this is something that's very common sense and practical. This is also a business issue because we often think about, oh, the businesses are going to struggle because they can't put the money out. What we often forget is that businesses have income, and it's brought to us by their clients. It's brought to us by their customers. If that local person, that community doesn't have the extra income to be able to pay for the goods and services for their small businesses, the small businesses won't survive. Our large corporations are going to be okay. They have the brand, they have the backing, right? But your favorite local restaurant may live and die by the 20 people who come there faithfully, right? We want to be able to secure the income for those people. So this is how, this is something that supports businesses. A lot of people are concerned about small businesses, and I can give you information about how we were able to go talk to small business owners and say, tell me, what are your concerns? How is this affordable? How much will this cost? And so two things I'll say about it is, again, if you have less than 15 employees, or 15 or less employees, small businesses will not be required to pay for this time. They simply cannot use their employees as a revolving door and throw you away because you couldn't come in that day, right? So it requires a respect for that person and their family. The second thing is, we went through the numbers. And if you have about 15 employees or 16 employees, and you have kept them on for a year, it costs a little under $20 per employee per day. Like that song. So for $20 a day is what what we're really talking about compared to the vast amounts of money that people bring in for income, right? And so, if anyone else wants to maybe take a second, also now if you want to look at your phone and see if this looks out, that'd be helpful. But we're talking about $20 a day to save somebody's life. We're talking about $20 a day that will get someone to get care for a cold before it becomes pneumonia. To get care for a toothache before it becomes lockjaw, right? So these are the things that make it very practical, very common sense. And what we've seen in other parts of the country where this is passed is that the economy actually got better. People were able to spend more money. People felt confident in spending money because they knew they had a little bit of security, right? And concerns around of too many regulations for businesses. This is a direct democracy, and the beautiful part about it is the voters get to show up on election day and decide how they feel about it, right? And so you don't have a small contingent of government officials telling you what you have to do. But the people in the community get to decide that for themselves and what kind of world or what kind of economy they want to play in. So if you feel so moved, there are petitions in the back that people can sign if they feel like this is something they want to speak out on election day. And so I want to leave you with that information. You are welcome to go to earnsickTime.com to find out more about the campaign, find out more about the numbers, educate yourself, know what the issue is, know the details, so that you can be prepared to make a decision for yourself and your family and your business on election day.